Is the American dream of homeownership officially dead, or is Washington just putting a bandage on a bullet hole? The House has officially moved forward with a plan to cap institutional investor ownership of single-family homes at 350 units per entity, but if you think this solves the housing crisis, you might be looking at the wrong side of the ledger. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep bringing you these deep dive breakdowns on the stories that actually affect your wallet. So, here is what is actually going on. For years, massive hedge funds and private equity firms have been sweeping into local markets, buying up thousands of single-family homes in cash, and turning them into permanent rentals. This has locked millions of aspiring buyers out of the market and driven home prices to historic highs. In response, the House has passed legislation that draws a line in the sand at 350 homes per entity. On the surface, it sounds like a sensible guardrail. It sounds like Congress is finally standing up to the big players. But there is a massive catch. While the House is focused on this 350 home cap, there is a much more aggressive alternative being debated in the shadows: the End Hedge Fund Control of American Homes Act. This much stricter bill doesn't just suggest a cap, it proposes a massive 50% excise tax on any single-family home purchased by a covered institutional investor, coupled with a 10-year phase-down of their existing portfolios. Think about the difference there. A 350 home cap allows a massive firm to hold hundreds of properties in every single zip code across the country without breaking a sweat. It regulates the size, but it doesn't dismantle the practice. The excise tax model, however, hits the hedge funds where it hurts, the bottom line. It makes the business model of turning our neighborhoods into corporate rental fiefdoms completely unprofitable. What does this mean for you? It means we are witnessing a classic Washington sleight of hand. By passing a cap that sounds good on a campaign flyer, lawmakers can claim they've taken action against institutional investors. But in reality, they are leaving the door wide open for these same entities to continue their operations. If you are a millennial or a Gen Z buyer waiting for prices to drop so you can enter the market, this legislation is essentially a drop in the ocean. It creates an illusion of progress while the institutional machines continue to operate. Furthermore, we have to look at the lobbyists. Who is funding the opposition to the stricter excise tax? You'll find that the same firms pushing for the cap are the ones who have spent millions ensuring that the more aggressive, 50% tax bill never sees the light of day. They are happy to accept a 350 home limit because it creates a barrier to entry for smaller competitors while cementing their own control over the thousands of units they already own. It's not a solution, it's a consolidation of power disguised as consumer protection. We are seeing a systemic shift in the American landscape. We are moving from a nation of homeowners to a nation of renters, and the policy being pushed by the House doesn't reverse the trend, it just manages it. If the goal was truly to restore the market for the average family, the solution would have to involve divestment, not just a cap on future growth. So, I have to ask you, do you believe this 350 home cap is a genuine first step toward housing reform, or is it a calculated move to keep institutional hedge funds in our backyards? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know if you think this will actually change the price of your mortgage or rent. The bottom line is clear: Washington is capable of moving quickly when they want to, but the speed at which this cap was prioritized over more meaningful reform tells you everything you need to know about who is pulling the strings. Keep your eyes on the fine print, because while politicians are busy patting themselves on the back for this legislation, the housing market is still being hollowed out, one neighborhood at a time. I'll keep tracking the fallout of this bill, so stay tuned for the next update.